Thanks very much indeed. Yeah, this is the meeting of two fine young prospects. One we know an awful lot about. The other, well, maybe not quite so familiar. But I think at the end of this match, we will all know just how good Zheng Xiao Huai can be. Contemporaries, they have played before on a big stage. And while Zielinski is the seed and Zheng is the wild card,
Zheng Xiao Huai,
I think it's fair to say, Carl, boys, anything can happen here.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. Really intrigued to see how this young man plays. Zheng, of course, Wiktor Zielinski, know a lot about him. He's won a lot of pool tournaments. Still yet to win the biggest titles of all. But I'm sure it's a case of when and not if. Zheng to get the first rack underway. Well, that will settle him down, Phil, because this break format, I'm not sure how familiar Zheng is with this cut break. He's obviously been working on it, he's been practicing for the last hour. Been watching him in the practice room. And that is a good start, Phil.
Yes, both players went into the practice room quite early. Very enthusiastic, as you would imagine. And of course, with the previous match running on somewhat, it meant they were in that practice room for an awful amount of time. So they're well warmed up.
Yeah, just talking about the previous match where the world #1 has exited this year's Masters. That was a good proper pool match. That's what this sport is about, you know, a good battle. Needs the cue ball to keep running because he's missed a trick there. He didn't want the 3 ball to follow, but it has. So he could have played for better position on the pink 4 ball as well as a bit of a two-way shot. So early little error here.
Extension code.
This looks really thin to be cutting it in that top right pocket. He's having a look at this though.
Well, two things there. He was very still on the shot, which is always a good sign, technically. But we have to say the tariff of the shot was high, so no surprise it was marginally undercut.
Extension code.
Wiktor Zielinski, the young Polish player. Many top Polish players now from over that neck of the woods. They've really got a good group of players coming through now, and this is a shot that comes up now again at pool. He's playing this with lows of right hand side, trying to catch the rail first and cut the 4 in. Oh, nicely done. He was just gambling on the cue ball there, Phil. Couldn't do too much. It was all about making sure you pot the ball and stay at the table for the next shot. Perfectly played there. That is exactly what he's played. So Zheng's going airborne. He's trying to play a jump bank. Needs a bit of luck. I don't think this is going to work out. Well, at least he's left his opponent to come with some kind of shot here. He's not guaranteed. playing this up into the top right corner. I'm going to say it looked a little wide, Phil, didn't it, on the way up? So both players early doors making mistakes.
Yeah, I think it's a typical first rack, isn't it? Still to settle.
Yeah, you always want to play them into the rail because obviously on a 9-ball table the pocket will swallow the ball more. He's playing safe. He's going to try and use the 8 and the 9 ball as blockers. Not quite got there, but Zielinski's got work to do. Quite a good safety shot. If he wants to play the safety shot, he could just play thin, send the brown 7 up onto the top rail, get the cue ball back where it is. He's played it the other way. Not really sure why.
Just stopping in the nick of time. A scratch there would almost certainly have led to a loss of rack.
Yeah, this is where the game is very, very difficult. You're almost forced into playing like a genius shot. This thing doesn't work, is it? Look, unless the cue ball keeps going. Well, it has. He has got the cue ball there. Yeah, the 7's near the pocket. So the jump shot, you would expect Zielinski to pop the 7. But at least Zheng has made him work for this shot, Phil.
Yeah, it wasn't genius, but it certainly did the job. These can go astray. Whites can go off the table. All kinds of stuff. Oh, played it well though. Nailed it.
I don't believe the 8 passes the 9 though, Phil. So unless he's going to play some sort of carom or combo, he's going to have to play safe. He could have tried to draw the cue ball back on the jump shot. I'm not saying he should have done. I think he just decided to pot it and stay at the table. Yeah, there's the safety shot. Well, if this rack is anything to go by, we're going to be in for a belting match here.
Thought the cue ball might check up a little off that cushion to hold in behind the 9, but it didn't. So there's a clear path to the 8.
This is looking a little wild. Obviously we can't see what's going on. How have they set up? Both balls were coming towards the 9, yes, and it's not good. Couldn't see the point angle, Phil. Wow, this has been interesting. Another good safety shot. He's in a world of trouble now, though. There's no real safety shot. He's going for the jump cue, so he's playing the jump bank. He's trying to pot the 8 in the bottom left corner. Could, of course, kick at this ball as well. Needs a lot of help here. He needs a 9 ball. Look at this, Phil. This is actually okay as well.
A couple of the times in this rack already, he's been in the lap of the pool gods and they've smiled favourably on him. The 8 and the cue ball could have gone anywhere there. Zielinski remaining patient, trying to lock down the rack. Work on the basis that percentage play will get him home in the end.
Well, that's the 3rd or 4th time Zheng has been faced with a similar shot here. The 8 is on the top rail and he's behind the 9 ball. You can just see the left edge here. These are horrible shots when you're just trying to snip the thin edge. If he hits it too thick, he's going to leave the pot. Oh, wow. What a shot that is. They are horrible shots. Beautifully done.
That's the shot of a 22-year-old with not a lot of mental scar tissue.
I wonder how many shots we've played now, each player. 9 ball's a very fast game. Usually 2 or 3 safety shots and someone would have a chance. This has been going on. I think the 9 ball's blocked again. He had to go for the bank there. Or maybe he can just get through.
It's tight, but I think with the application of side, he can persuade this in.
See, referees having a good look as well. Yep, well done. Good shot.
There's no doubt Zheng, the roadie's luck at the end of that rack towards the latter stages. He was a little bit fortunate, to say the least, but he's over the line and he draws first blood. The first match of the day, that resulted in a victory for James Arenas over the 9-ball rankings #1, Francisco Sanchez Ruiz. And afterwards, we spoke with the winner.
Oh, great shooting, James Arenas, and we could tell the nerves were flowing out there. How else did you feel?
I don't know, Jeremy. When I was in the table, I feel so nervous, but I know that I had to fight through that, and I don't know, I was shaking, especially in the beginning in the match. I was.
Yeah, well, 2 breaking runs to finish. You got to feel good about that.
Yeah, I was trying to calm myself and try to be relaxed. So if I can get a good layout, I can get out from there.
Well, great victory and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you.
We know what a great player he is, James Arenas. And of course, to break and run in the last couple of racks from 7-7, I think underlines that he can deal with the pressure, and that's half the battle. Because the ability of all 16 players here, that can't be denied. So not a bad break in the end. Not a bad outcome, certainly.
Well, he went for the combo, but that was never going to be easy.
Didn't really threaten, did it? I mentioned before, these two have crossed cues in the past on an important occasion. 2016 World Junior Championship in 9-ball in Shanghai. It was the semi-finals, and Zheng came out on top. Zheng's also won the All Japan Championship just before the COVID-19 pandemic. Had some really good wins there, including a victory over Mika Immonen, 11-2 in the quarterfinals. He's also been selected to represent China in the forthcoming World Cup, so we will see a lot more of him over the coming weeks. But with Wiktor Zielinski, there is no doubt, Carl, he's got his hands full.
Yeah, 100%, mate. 100%. I just feel like this match will end up being close near the end. Zheng's shown us enough in the opening rack that he's a tidy player. Zielinski's dropped the cue ball a little bit short there, though. Now he's going to have to crash into the 9. As long as he hits the 9 full, he'll be okay. Oh, he could miss it. He's fine. Good shot. Good speed there as well. He's perfect on the brown 7. Wiktor likes to get on with the game. This is his natural speed of play. Just sees the shot, gets down and pulls the trigger.
Wiktor Zielinski will serve.
He's one of those players, Carl, who you believe the ceiling for him could be extremely high. Maybe even a future world champion. We spoke with Wiktor a little earlier.
Special feeling, I'm pumped. I can't wait to play. It's gonna be my first time World Masters, so I'm really excited to be part of it. After the World Championships, it's the biggest event of the world. I mean, the most prestigious one. Winning it, it's gonna be like awesome feeling, and I hope I will be able to win those 4 matches. I played Zheng in a semi-final of my very first World Junior Championships in Shanghai like 6-7 years ago. I lost to him unfortunately in the semi-final heel-heel, so hopefully right now I will take revenge on him. I think I'm able to win, but I think I will have a lot of pressure, and if I will be able to handle it, I think I can win this tournament.
Always been confident in his remarks, Wiktor Zielinski. And it's one thing being confident, but another backing it up on the table. And he's one of those players who does on a regular basis.
Yep, good break off there. Made the 1 in the side.
Recently won the Ljubljana City Mares 9-ball Open, a 9-ball ranking tournament in the Slovenian capital, and he was outstanding there. He dropped only 20 racks in 8 matches. Whitewashed Hungary's Oliver Szolnoki in the final 9-0, beat Daniel Maciol, a fellow Pole, in the semi-finals. It was a good feel, that, and he made short work of everyone he played.
Yeah, he was just trying to bump the 9 full ball there. Didn't quite hit it how he wanted, but it actually turned out nice because you could just see there he had a nice angle to come over for the pink 4. Purple 5 is next. So he wants to get down on the right hand side of the table. This is nicely done. This is going to offer guaranteed position on the green 6.
Now that was quite a simple pot, Carl, but with the butt of the cue elevated, he made that look a lot more straightforward than it actually was.
Yeah, he's quite tall, is Wiktor, so them shots seem a lot easier when you're a little taller. It was a good break off. It's all about making that ball in the side, and that is always going to keep you at the table. And then it's just a case of seeing what the table layout gives you.
He was a little unlucky, I thought, to lose the opening rack, but now Wiktor Zielinski hits the front, and in style, he leads Zheng Xiao Huai by 2 racks to 1. Just on the A12. And the Brentwood Centre over the last 12 months has become quite a hub of cue sports, apart from hosting the World Cup of Pool last summer when it was sweltering hot, Carl, wasn't it? We had the English Open snooker back in December when it was freezing cold.
Yeah, we lost a few pounds that week, Phil, didn't we?
Well, not a bad break-off, apart from the fact that 2's tied up.
Yeah, the recent Premier League in Leicester, I was doing a match with Alex Laleyfield, and he likened the break shot at pool a bit like poker. You know, you break the balls, and after the break, you kind of see what the table gives you, a little bit like the flop. And I thought that was a great way to put it there from the former European captain.
Yeah, I think it's a really good analogy, that, actually. And I think with any of the players involved this week, if they get a very favourable run of the ball off the break, then they would fancy their chances of going all the way and lifting the $40,000 first prize. It is such a vital component of the sport.
Yeah, all you can do is hit the break as well as possible, try and pot a ball. Sometimes you're going to land on the lowest ball and have quite an easy run out. Other times you're going to be hooked, or in this case, Zielinski had to play a safety shot. This is what the game of 9-ball is about. And this is where it brings out the qualities in each player.
Extension code.
Well, we can see, you can see a slight edge of this blue ball. Can he get the blue in a safe area? Did he go for the pot? Might go in this, you know. What a shot. There you could see a little edge, and he played the pot. That was a phenomenal pot. Got to be careful here, because I think he's pretty straight, so just pop the ball. Yeah, well done. Don't try and get too much out of the shot, which forces the miss.
Zheng is from the Anhui province in eastern China. Oh, that was a poor one, wasn't it? Okay, the scratch will cost him dear, no doubt, but he cued right across that.
Start the shot clock, please.
Yeah, there's another look. Had to get the cue ball out, bit of deceleration, and that's why the cue ball scratched. And moving forward in this match, that just unsettles you. Especially if you're faced with another long pot fill at some point. It's hard to block that out in memory.
The one thing I like about Zielinski, well, there's lots of things I like about him. One in particular, the looseness of the cue action. Never seems to be much tension in that arm, and that's always a good thing. Tension inhibits. Just a little concerned that he'd overdone the cue ball there, but it's only fractionally. This is no problem whatsoever. It's 3 racks in succession for Wiktor Zielinski. After that tactical first frame, he's definitely looked by far the better player. So Wiktor Zielinski trying to become the second Pole to win the World Pool Masters. The last victory for Poland was in 2012. He's making his debut in this prestigious event. 9-ball ranking number 7, the youngest ever Euro Tour champion, and he's still only 22 years of age. I think it's fair to say, Carl, with the world at his feet. He's playing a contemporary today in Zheng Xiao Huai. He was 5th at the China Open in 2019. That was his big year when he also won the All Japan Championship. And a former world junior 9-ball champion to boot. He was saying earlier on, I spoke with him through an interpreter, and he was saying he regards this as the biggest tournament he's ever played in. So I suppose early nerves are pretty much inevitable.
Yeah, he's got to try and block it all out though. He's in a match here. That's all that matters. Chance gone in the previous wreck. Hooked on the blue 2.
Push out code.
Yeah, if you're wondering what's happening here, if you're just tuning into 9-ball, after the break shot, the very next shot, doesn't matter who's playing the shot, you can play a push out. So he's called push out. He's rolled the cue ball there, and now Zheng will have the option to play this shot, or he can give it back to Wiktor. Wiktor will have a plan in his mind already because he's played the push out. So Zheng, is he going for the pot in the bottom left? No, he's played safe behind the red 3. Looks a pretty good shot though.
Yeah, so Zielinski's game plan, for now at least, has backfired.
Yeah, where he was looking there on the rail, he's going to have to play this with left-hand spin. So this is not a natural angle. You never know what's going to happen on a kick shot like this. Zheng will be sat in his chair just hoping that things go his way. Now he's looking at the one railer. Yeah, so the rollout from Wiktor is pretty much going to, well, I say cost him the rack, it gives Zheng a chance.
Start the clock, please.
I think it's fair to say, Carl, and I will qualify this by saying with hindsight, now you look at the pattern and you think he was asking for trouble.
Yeah, centre of the table with the cue ball then would have been ideal, but the fact that it's come across the potting line of this 3 does mean he can draw over to the left side still. Has he got enough pace? Just got there. Purple 5 is the next ball, so he's got to kind of kill the cue ball a little bit. Probably play it off 2 rails, the white ball. Yeah, there you see. Needs an angle here. Got to get down to the back rail for the green 6. But he's got to be a bit careful, because if he lands on the bottom rail, that might prove to be difficult to get on the brown 7. He may have to play it in the right centre then. So let's see what he's playing here. Dangerous. But he did find the back rail, so what's he going to play now? May play for the combo, 7 onto the 9. Depends how set that is. Yeah, there you can see the angle. He can't really hold for the 7 now. Don't know if he's even looked at the combination. Well, he's playing exhibition shots. He's got to avoid the right centre pocket. It's going to be close. It's a goner.
Foul shot. Bow in hand.
He just got a ray of hope as the cue ball went towards that near jaw of the middle pocket. Just take a look at this. Had he caught a little bit more of the near jaw, it would have stayed out. But it just grazed off that jaw and dropped. He looked away, knowing the rack has been blown.
Yeah, he's missed a trick there. He really did. And it's kind of a free rack for Wiktor Zielinski to extend his lead.
Yeah, Zielinski let his guard down with an ill-advised push-out, but it didn't cost him in the end. It's 4 racks in succession for the Polish player. Zheng falls even further adrift. Of course, one more match for you this afternoon here at the Whirlpool Masters. That is the distinctive tall figure of Albania's Eklund Kaci, who on his day can be simply devastating. He's got a terrific cue action. But of course, we all know about the quality of Albin Auschen from Austria, a double world champion who is coolness personified. So Auschen and Kaci to come after this. By the way, the winner of the contest we're watching at the moment, Zielinski and Zheng, will take on the story of the day so far, James Arenas, in the quarterfinals. If you're just joining us, Arenas coming from 7-6 down to beat Francisco Sanchez Ruiz 9-7. The Filipino, I thought at times looked a little nervous, but when it counted, Carl, he came good. Everywhere you look in this tournament, it is total quality. Always has been. And I think it's great to see the Whirlpool Masters now, a 16-player event. It went to 24 at one point, and of course that gave more opportunities, but this has always been an event that's been built on being elite. And now 16 for me is the perfect amount of entries. And if you make it here, you've done really well, because it's 14 players qualifying off the World 9-Ball Tour rankings, plus 2 wildcards, one of which is Arenas, the other is Zheng. First round matches are a race to 9, that's been extended. Quarterfinals and semi-finals, they're a race to 11. And the final is a race to 13, best of 25 racks. As is customary now in Matchroom tournaments, it's a 30-second shot clock. That's going to be in operation throughout the tournament. And basically, in every rack, a player has got one 30-second extension to take if they so desire. All matches are winner breaks. And to me, that's the way forward. We always say this, Carl. It gives the possibility of a wonderful run of high standard pool, but also it brings into the equation the chance for major comebacks.
Yeah, that's right, Phil. Played in a lot of pool events and played the alternate break, played the winner breaks. You know, everyone's got their own opinion on it. I was always more of a fan of the winner breaks, sort of suited my style more. But you know, we do play tournaments where we've got the alternate break in, Phil, World Cup of Pool. I think that's right, that should stay at alternate break, the fact that it's Scotch doubles.
Yeah, definitely, it works for that, and also, of course, the Mosconi Cup, but for individual tournaments, I think winner breaks fits like a glove.
Break, leading by 4 racks to 1.
So Zheng has the scope to recover, of course he does. But Zielinski is a fine frontrunner who could take this match by the scruff of the neck.
Yeah, we'll get another look at this break in a moment, but it looked like coming off the yellow 1 ball, he was too thin. So let's just see where the cue ball goes onto this side rail. Yeah, you see how it comes lower down the rail? The players are trying to get the cue ball on a parallel line across the face of the pack. So whenever you hit it too thin, it just always ends up being an ugly break, and that's what it was. So it's a chance for Zheng now to put that previous rack out of his mind. And this is a rack fill just before the break, so It'll just help his thinking time during the break for Zheng.
In this company, against this level of opponent, these are the opportunities you simply have to take.
Needs this cue ball to slow down a little bit. Yeah, that's okay. He can just pull the cue ball back to where he's pointing his cue.
Together with Wang Can, he will be representing China in the forthcoming World Cup in Spain. And regardless of the result here, going out there centre stage in a major matchroom event will serve him well, stand him in good stead for the World Cup. But of course, he's not thinking about experience now, he's thinking about getting the result. He's beaten Zielinski before on a major stage, as we mentioned earlier. And this is just the kind of rack he would have craved. Zielinski scratched on the break and then sat down for the remainder of the rack. Welcome back everyone to the second match of the day at the Whirlpool Masters, where Zheng Xiao Huai, who's just taken the 6th rack, breaks off in the 7th, trailing Wiktor Zielinski 4-2. Remember, first round matches in the Whirlpool Masters this year are a race to 9. Oh, and could this be
Bow in hand.
the exact opposite of what occurred in rack 6? Then
Clock, please.
it was a scratch that cost the loser dear. You might imagine exactly the same thing is going to happen here, Cole.
Yeah, if we look at this break again, it's the bottom side of the 9. That's why he scratched, as where, if you remember Max Lettner's breaks last night, he hit the top side of the 9, which helped him get 3 goldens. Well, look at the split of the table as well. This is very kind. All the balls are just next to each other. The red 3 to the pink 4s there, and then the purple 5 to the green 6. This is what we call a road map. Just connect the dots, Phil. That's all you've got to do.
Well, he's the perfect person, isn't he? Because Zielinski studies cartography. So when it comes to maps, he knows all about it.
Yeah, and when you have a table layout like this, it's literally just a real glaring error, which is going to stop you from clearing the table.
Seemed quite a springy bounce that off the second cushion. Not this one, the next. The cue ball seemed to really explode off it, but it didn't cost him position in any way, shape or form. you were mentioning, Carl, before, he's not ponderous in the slightest, and this is proof of that.
Yeah, just struggling with his bridge end a little bit. That's why he reset.
Tell you what, though, over the next decade or so, we're going to see an awful lot of Wiktor Zielinski. He's fearless, he's talented, he's got all of the attributes, and who knows, come year's end, he might be the first Polish player at the Moscone Cup. And who knows, he might appear on the Roll of Honour for the World Pool Masters. This is the last decade or so of this terrific tournament. The event actually has been played in Poland in the past. Karol Skwerski was the winner in Kielce in 2012. In fact, that was an all-Polish final because he beat Matthias Sniegocki 8-6 for the title. The only player to successfully defend, Shane van Boning in 14 and 15. And of course, he will retain that distinction because the player who could have defended this year, Joshua Filler, was out in match 1. 5-1 up he was, beaten 9-5 by Niels Feyen.
Yeah, and I think 6 out of the last 8 winners, Phil, there, if I was reading it right. 3 players have won them 6. Niels, David, SVB. All 3 are trying to win their 3rd Masters title. And of course, SVB will be playing Al-Kaidi in the opening match.
Well, the last 3 racks, it's been scratch, scratch, dry on the break-off.
Yeah, the first dry break of the match. This looks like it's going to lack pace. Is he just going to make it? If it has, it's only just got there. Didn't want to catch the brown 7. Oh yeah, he has got there.
I'll tell you what, Carl, he was surprised. You could tell from his gesticulations there. He thought the cue ball was going to be short. He just kept running and running.
Yeah, I think that little flick on the brown 7 just scared him a little bit, but he's not quite out yet. He's got to play a good shot here to get on the red 3.
Extension
You can
code.
see where that is. It's covered by the green 6 to some degree. And the pink and the black 8 ball, they're in awkward spots as well, so this is nasty. You've got to watch his shirt as well over the ball. Now, has he got on this ball? Doesn't look like it. You can see it, but I don't think he can pot the ball. He would like that one again. He's had a little bit of table time in this match. Fair enough, he was a little bit unlucky with the break in the previous.
Right at the tail end of that shot, Carl, we might have seen it actually. There was a minimal
Extension code.
push, as it were, from cue ball onto the red 3, but it didn't really lead to the separation that Zielinski wanted. Oh, and that certainly isn't what he
Ball in
wants.
hand.
Yep, that has gone drastically wrong. Trying to cut the ball in. He may have been forced into that, to be fair. It obviously landed a little bit awkward after Zheng played the shot. Ball in hand. Now it goes without saying, Phil, doesn't it? You just feel he's got to clear the table now. Ball in hand, all the balls in the open.
Yeah, the last time ball was in hand for Zheng was in rack 6. Didn't make any mistake then.
That was nicely done. Had to play it with top right spin. Another good shot here to avoid the 8 ball again. Just keeps landing a little funny. He may just have to try and kill this ball and stay on the left side of the 9 ball. But this could go wrong. He could end up behind the 9 here. So he's got to time this nice. He's got to get this cue ball stopping quick. He has done. Good shot.
Struck that with real authority. A clear passage for the 8 to go. Zheng Xiao Huai remaining in touch. 2 of the last 3 racks have fallen to him because of a scratch from Wiktor Zielinski. So 5-3, another highly competitive contest. You know, 2023 is going to be one of the busiest for 9-ball pool ever. And this is the schedule. So next up for us, we move not too far away from here, actually, down to the Olympic Park and the Copper Box Arena in East London for the UK Open. Now, that incorporates the Jason Shaw Junior Open, which is going to be the first year of that tournament. We've also got a Junior Open at the Spanish Open, which is the inaugural event. That's in Lugo, Spain, at the end of June, the FSR Junior Open. Looking forward to that. The World Cup of Pool takes place in Spain as well. Then it's European Open in Fulda, US Open, Asian Open, TBC, and the Mosconi Cup coming up in Alexandra Palace in December.
Yeah. Yeah, the US Open is not in London. That's a mistake on the graphic. It is in Atlantic City.
Thanks for that insight, Carl.
Yeah, the 1 ball's just gone a little high. It's actually not easy to keep making that 1. I know we see matches where time and time again the players do make the 1 ball in the side. We've seen that at the Premier League, and that's because the players was playing so many matches there, but it's been inconsistent so far. I'm sure as the tournament unfolds they'll get a little bit more consistent, but this was voted in by the players at last year's World Cup of Pool, Phil, if you remember.
The break certainly leads to more variety, doesn't it? There's no question about that.
Yeah, it can give you awkward layouts, and this is what being a pool player is about. So it's not just about break and clear the table in open play. It's about the vision and the shot selection. It's a good pot, but you always felt the point of the middle was going to be in the way there, didn't you? Just watch how the cue ball reacts. Yeah, it just come off that point a little bit. And he hit the pink four. He wasn't trying to hit the pink four. Gonna go off the side rail here, kick the 3 ball down the bottom end of the table. They'd love to get it on the bottom rail behind that wall of 3 balls and keep the cue ball up near the 7. That's what he's trying to play here.
Extension code.
It's a little thin, and he's scratched. You can mark that one down. It was a poor kick shot at this level. The players are so good in that department.
Start the clock, please.
Look how thin it comes off the red 3 here, and there you see it tracks towards the corner.
Now the collision with the 3-9, ultimately 8 and 6. Well, that makes Zielinski's life a little more complex.
Yeah, he's trying to send the cue ball into the 8, and that should knock the green 6 over towards the left-hand side of the table. Oh, lovely, lovely shot indeed. That was real nice.
Well, that was where visualization meets execution. Spot on. And there, manufacturing an angle with extreme side to get out for the brown 7 ball. I think he did really well there, even though he's not perfectly on it.
Yeah, that shot he's just played is really easy on an old club table because the cue ball and the rail, it just bites more. On a brand new table in this setting, the spin doesn't take the same, so it's an awkward shot. Main thing is he can pop this ball. Oh, and he's missed it. He's missed it by a long way. I suppose the cue ball has gone a little near the rail, so Zheng's got to come with something. Here's another look, just fires it into the top rail. Big moment coming up now in this match. It's been a little bit like a game of tennis, back and forth. This, remember, he's already missed a shot similar very early on in the match on the pink 4. Oh, he's hit that one real sweet indeed. And from nowhere, Phil, looked like Zielinski was going to go 6-3 up, which is a good lead in a race to 9. And just these couple of balls, and Zheng is back in this match. 2 great matches, has to be said so far. The opening match with the world #1 was a classic, and this one is also going to be a classic as well, you feel.
Yeah, that was the 4th rack of the day that Zielinski has lost.
Trailing by 5 racks to 4.
It means Zheng is breaking off in rack 10, trying to draw level. So-called 1 in the side, but distance between cue ball and 2.
Yeah, that was very thin, that. Unusual to see the 1 disappear when you hit it so thin, but it has done.
Foul shot.
Well, he's He's overspun the cue ball.
Bow in hand.
What a mistake that is.
Start the clock, please.
You see all kinds of foul shots, don't you, Carl, during the course of a tournament, but that is a very unusual one.
Yeah, I mean, that might be the only time it happens the whole week. Pink 4 ball does go in the right centre. That's what Wiktor's going to be playing for. He's got to just navigate away from this 9 ball. Sort of come inside the right hand side of that ball. Even if he lands a little bit short, that would be okay. But saying that, you don't want to be playing the purple 5 up the left long rail. So he wants to get right down here. This looks okay. Well, it's more than okay, I believe. Unless he's straight. If he's straight, he may have to come back. Any little angle and he can get, oh, look at that, yeah, can he go forward? And I say that because he'd like to play the purple 5 into the bottom left corner. Yeah, this is why he's gone that way. It's just a far easier pot. Fair enough, he's lost the cue ball a lot, but he's decided just to take his medicine and leave himself a shot. Big shot coming up here, Phil. Biggest of the match.
Extension code.
Yeah, massive shot. I thought the previous pot to middle was quite brave. Had to slightly cheat the pocket, and we all know into these middles that's not anything you want to do. It's a dangerous occupation.
Done well there. Nice cue ball control. Was a little thick, wasn't it? Didn't go in clean, didn't go in the middle. I think he knows the importance of this rack. The fact that he's let Zheng back in this match.
There's a glaringly obvious moral to this story. When you've got a ball on, you can see directly. Do not miss it. Playing acute safety, because if you do, you're going to pay a hefty price. Wiktor Zielinski back in front by 2 at 6-4. We've seen some intense pool this afternoon, and nothing will change in our closing match of the session. Two of the most intense competitors you're ever likely to see going head to head. On the right hand practice table, it is Eklund Kaci. Over on the left hand side there, Albin Auschen. Albania versus Austria. So many titles between these two, but there's always room for one more.
Yeah, looking forward
Rack
to that
11.
match.
Wiktor Zielinski
That comes
break,
after the one we
leading
are
by 6
watching
racks
now.
to 4.
That was a timely run out in the previous from Wiktor to extend the lead back to 2. Now he needs to figure this break out a little bit more. Both players have not quite got the sweet spot. Trying to pot the one in the side. It was close, but it didn't go in. Sanchez Ruiz is the man who seems to have not perfected, but seems to be the most consistent. SVB also breaks very well. He kind of brings his own style to the break. He decides to go full power. However, this does set up for a good close match, doesn't it? Because we're not getting a runaway leader, are we? You know, Zheng's still in this match, Phil. He's got to come with a tidy shot here, mind. Got to avoid the 8 ball. He's got to get back down table for the blue 2. Didn't play the pot, did he? He definitely didn't play the pot because he wouldn't have played it at that speed. Didn't fancy getting the cue ball back round for the 2. Right in the heart of the pocket, he's going to need a favourable nudge. Oh, and he's got it. Took a gamble. Decided to pop the ball and get the cue ball back down in this area.
The theory goes, doesn't it, Carl, when you pot a ball like that, you deserve a good kiss, but it doesn't work out that way on many occasions.
Yeah, he had to send the cue ball into the 7 there and get it back off the rail, but the 7's just... It's going to just make him think a little bit more. Just going to float up into that gap so he can play the 4 in the side. Yeah, nice. Nicely done. It was okay in the end.
Now, although this pot is a gimme, sometimes when the object ball's in the jaws of a pocket, it can be a little tricky to get on your next ball. Not ideal, actually. That said, I'd be very surprised if he missed it. But he has done. Can't get through to the potting angle, Zheng, but that was one that got away, Cole.
Yeah, it's just been one of them matches. Cue ball was not ideal. He still fancied the young man to pot it, but you can't keep knocking him in when your cue ball position he's not quite there. You think you can, but you can't. But at least he's not left Zheng a pot, and this is awkward. Yeah, he's looking at a 2-rail kick. Can he go 2 rails? Try and pot it in left centre, but sort of get it in that direction. All about pace this. That would keep the cue ball in that corner area. All about pace, this shot. Pace and line. The line was fantastic, and I think in the end he decided just to leave distance. Yeah, maybe he was trying to get on the back rail, but a lot of players would have took the gamble of using the 8 and the 9 to play the hook. But at least he's got the cue ball stayed there. That means Zielinski's got to come with another good pot, or a safety shot as well. He'll definitely go for the pot here, though. Yep, and he's missed it. These 4-inch pockets. Certain angles on the rail, the pocket will still swallow it up, but you don't appreciate how big the pool table is. It's like 9 feet, so that was pretty much a full-length table pot there. And 9-ball players are used to playing into a bigger pocket, so from that angle, you never really fancy it. Chance here for Zheng. Can he cut this ball in the middle, use the 9 as a hold? He can, he's gone in, that's okay.
We saw there on the graphic, didn't we, a few moments ago, 4 missed pots from Zielinski. 3 of those have been on the 7-ball. Undercut the 7 in rack 9, that cost him. He's missed it twice in this rack. Zheng Xiao Huai will not go away. Or more to the point, Wiktor Zielinski just can't quite seem to pull away. It was 5-2 to the Polish star. Now, though, his lead trimmed to only 6-5. And that was a case, Carl, of squandered opportunities.
Yeah, that was a big chance for Zielinski to go 3 in front and ever near the magic number 9. But now he's going to sit in his chair. You can see he does not look a happy man. He's bewildered at how he's missed these balls.
The second 7 ball was a tough one, but the one to middle, I expected him to knock this in, but he undercut it.
Yeah, that one that you've just seen, they're never easy. But if you're going to go on and win this event, you can't keep missing balls.
Be a bit quieter, please. Thanks. Rack 12, Zheng Xiao Huai to break, trailing by 5 racks to 6.
There's the golden break. It is the 6th of the tournament, but the first of today. And it carries Zheng Xiao Huai onto level terms, just like that, at 6 racks each. Look at that, straight in. And if Wiktor Zielinski was feeling a little off after losing the previous rack, he'll be feeling even worse right now. This match has taken it's very much up in the air.
Yeah, 9-ball pool, any sport really, has a way of punishing you, doesn't it, Phil? And when Zielinski missed that 7-ball to go 3 racks in front, obviously Zheng pinched the rack, and then he's had that golden break, which was very Max Lechner carbon copy, it has to be said. It was very much like Max's 3 last night. Now Wiktor finds himself tied at 6-6. He knows he should have been 7-4 up with the break. That looked very tight, didn't it? It's obviously hard for us to see if we can see the pot. Well, he's going for the jump cue, I believe. He's going to just try and jump over the edge of the 3-ball. Doesn't have to jump over it a lot. Got to watch the scratch as well. Now, as he flutes it in the side off a ball, he does.
Things weren't going well, and then that.
Yeah, good news for Zheng is at least the fluke. It hasn't cost him this rack just yet. He's back to the table. He's kicking at this ball, or jumping, of course. Well, he does have the jump cue in his hand, so that's the shot he's playing. He's already looked at the left centre, but that is very tight going in that pocket. Wondering, could he jump over the ball and try and hit the 2 into the 3 and leave the cue ball over on the left side of the table? Well, he's going for the pot anyway, left centre. Needed a bit of fortune where they've landed. Did he get any fortune? Has he left a billiard to Karam? Can Wiktor clip off the edge of the blue 2? Pot the 9? That would be the rack over. If you're watching pool 9 ball for the first time, you can play a Karam. You can pot the 9 at any point as long as you hit the lowest ball first. By his facial expressions, he's making us believe that shot's not on, but he's having a look again. Is he trying this? I think he's trying the Karam. Yeah. Didn't seem to be ever really there, did it?
In the end, the 3 ball being nudged back up the table has done him a favour.
Held his hand up there, Phil, but there was always a chance of that ball going in if you hit the right hand side. Obviously he wasn't trying to play off the right hand side. There's another look. Yeah, there's always a chance it was going to go into the 4. Now, can he pot this 2? Because the 3-9 combo is definitely on. This is not easy though. He's a good look at this one. Where's the ball's going to end up? Some days you get away with it, some days you don't.
Well, that was a test of technique, and I'm afraid it was flunked. The 2 was nowhere near the target.
Yeah, this match is really boiling up now. Both players have missed balls, they've had chances. The break's been inconsistent. Now it's just all about trying to get over the line. Wow, he got into the cue ball nice there. Got into the cue ball with ease. And this is just kind of what happens when you've made mistakes. And the match has been a bit scrappy. You just can't get the cue ball where you want. Is he going to go off the edge and try and get the cue ball in behind the 9? That's what he's playing. 2 rails in behind the 9. How's his speed? No, it's good. Very good.
And this, for Zheng, is trouble.
Yeah, this is not offering a lot. May scratch in the top left as well. Nope, he's left a shot, so it was a good safety shot from Wiktor. And now it's another chance. Can he finally get the rack that's going to get him on 7?
Under normal circumstances, this would be a given. But this has been a scrappy old match, full of mistakes from both. Zielinski not at his best today. And look at that cue ball, tight against the side cushion, adding pressure.
Yeah, the cue ball just keeps getting away from him, so it's forcing him to keep pulling off good pots. Cueing off the rail. And look where the cue ball's going to get him, Phil. So this is just shot after shot where he's not getting the cue ball where he wants. Having a good cue ball control in any cue sport is vital.
Well, the 7 ball has given him all kinds of trouble in this match. There, though, That was terrific, especially with the application of so much side.
Yeah, he had to swing the cue ball around the table, didn't he, for this black 8 ball. He did well there. That's where the experience comes in. He's been in many matches, you know, he's played all the top players, he's had wins, he's lost matches, and this is what you've got to draw on, your experience as a pool player. And finally, Phil, he's going to get himself to number 7. It's not a race to 7 anymore. The races have gone up to 9.
Yeah, good point. Zielinski wishes the old format was in place. It isn't. He needs 2 more racks, but at least he's prevented Zheng Xiao Huai from going in front for the first time. Zielinski in the ascendancy again, albeit narrowly, at 7-6. Well, this was the tried and tested formula, Carl, wasn't it? The good safety, forcing your opponent to err, and then running the table when you get the chance.
Yeah, we've had quite a lot of these type of racks where the players have not, you know, got out or not played a good positional shot or a safety shot, and I suppose this is giving the neutral a nice tight match here.
Rack 14. Wiktor Zielinski to break, leading by 7 racks to 6.
Yeah, Zielinski now breaking off, trying to reach the hill.
Well, if any of these two, the winner of this match, is going to go on to win the tournament, they've got to find the break better. Because other players in this field, it's too thin, you see. He's hitting the 1 too thin. And what we will see, Phil, is we're going to see, you know, the likes of SVB, who's yet to play, and Albin's up next. We're going to see these guys breaking a lot better.
Plenty to hide behind.
Yeah, I don't believe he played the bank shot there. I think he was playing safe. It's not the greatest of safeties though, is it? Because he can play a 2-rail kick here. Kick and stick. Yep. Leave distance. That's a lot better shot than it looked. Is he trying to get him behind the 1? Oh, beautiful. Beautifully done. There was not a big gap there to play that shot, and when he was playing it with right spin, the cue ball sort of bends into the 1, so he had to allow for that.
The overhead shot illustrated that there wasn't a lot of room to get in behind the 1. Oh, and that 7 ball again, the bane of Zielinski's life. Ball in hand.
Start the clock, please.
Yeah, it was the kick shot from Zheng, which has given him ball in hand. All the balls look okay at a quick glance.
It's been one of those contests,
Extension
Carl,
code.
epitomised by that shot where nothing has come easy. Nothing for either player.
Yeah, both players are feeling it's just as simple as that. Why wouldn't it be? You know, it's not easy out there. You feel like it's easy, but it isn't. And this is what's happening. When a player's missing, they're not really leaving an easy chance for their opponent. That's why it feels like this match is a little bit scrappy. There, Zheng's missed the ball. He's not really left a pot, has he? So where's the cue ball going here? Well, again, it's not the best of shots. He can't pot the ball, but I think he can just go and hit the rail right before the middle. Yep, just what he's looking at, and then still pot the ball. At this level, this is a chance.
Power shot. Ball in hand.
Desislava Boschel over the referee was right
Start the
there.
clock, please.
We saw it as well. 7 ball contacted first. The errors in this match far too numerous to chronicle. The early pace displayed by Zielinski has been a little diluted, taking his time more now, realising that this is the opportunity to pounce and regain some breathing space.
Well, he needs the extension. He's very tall, is Wiktor, so this must be a big stretch. He will have been delighted to see Zheng flick the 7 and foul.
By his normal standards, this has not been pretty, but Wiktor Zielinski now nicely placed to gain the main objective, which is a victory. He's 2 up with a possible 3 racks to go at 8-6. As for the upcoming pool, well, here you go. UK Open at the Copper Box Arena in London. Former Olympic Games venue, that. Starting on May the 30th. 6 days of intense action with 256 hopefuls turning up, playing over a multitude of tables. There's always something going on. It's the same template for the inaugural Spanish Open pool in Lugo, Spain. June 20 to 25 there. Both of those events, of course, major 9-ball ranking tournaments. And then straight on from the Spanish Open, also at the same venue in Lugo, David Alcaide and Francisco Sanchez Ruiz of Spain will defend the title on home soil.
On the hill, leading 8-6.
Zielinski on the hill, but the way the match has gone, you sense there might be another twist.
just really struggled with the breaks, haven't they? I know he's made a ball, but it's all a bit clunky out there, and players are trying to put the one in the side. I promise you, that's not easy. Look where the one goes, just a little low. Cue ball nearly kicked it in. Players voted this break rule in, and the idea is it's just not as predictable as the older break, where we used to have the one ball on the spot and the wing ball used to just fly in the pocket. Well, this is cheeky if he's going for this. He's trying to put the cue ball behind the 5 as a two-wayer. Yeah, look at the cue ball, that was what was important. And he's been a bit fortunate because it's the 8 ball that's hooked Zheng. Yeah, going back to what I was saying, Phil, the idea of this break is the fact that we've got a match here that's 8-6, and Zheng will be sat in his chair knowing that the break can be tricky, so it feels like there is a chance he's going to get back out of his chair and try and get this match back to Hill. Two-rail kick. Missed the edge. He has missed the edge.
Something he simply could not afford to do, and for the umpteenth time this afternoon, Zielinski has ball in hand. 6 fouls committed by Zheng.
Six fouls, wow. We're seeing a lot of stats here this week that they're a little bit peculiar. I'm surprised. Well, this must be dead set. I mean, it's not dead set, but he feels like he can cut it in. But, you know, he had ball in hand. I'm not sure why he didn't look at trying to break the balls out there. Well, it was dead set.
It is in. Wiktor Zielinski, one of the finest prospects in the world of 9-ball progresses. It wasn't his best performance. No way, no how, but he's through anyway.